So I was reading an article today by Mercury News, and I did put the link to that below, which is what prompted me to actually make this video that you're watching today. Because in this article, it named the top 20 states within the US. I did take out one that they had in there from Canada, but within the top 20 states that you would need a six-figure annual income in order to purchase what they called a typical home, so just a standard entry-level home. Well, obviously, after reading that, I wanted to make sure to give you a video that shows you 6 areas within Southwest Washington and what annual income you will need to have in order to purchase at the median home price. So you'll want to stay to the end so you know what those areas are with those rates and what type of mortgage payment you would be making, and of course the type of home, meaning the price, and what the home may look like, as well as the neighborhood, because I'm going to take you to that as well. And so let's talk about, first, before we do that, let's talk about the top five, in which Washington was one of them. Ouch. And of course, some of them was a no-brainer, didn't surprise me. Some of them did surprise me because they came in lower than Washington. And so the first one being California, not a surprise, came in that you had to have an annual income of around $197,000. Number 2 was Hawaii. And that came in, of course, that you would have to have an annual income of $185,000. Well, actually, let's round it, $186,000. Number 3 was Massachusetts, and that one came in at $162,000. And I took out the area of Canada, certain city within Canada. I took that out because I was only doing US, and I did replace it. And so we came in at number 5. You would need an annual income of $156,814. So an annual income of $157,000 in order to purchase a typical home. Now this is what really surprised me. The next one, which they're claiming is more affordable, I don't know about that, would be New York. They have New York as you would need an annual income for a typical home there of around $148,000. And then, of course, this is what really surprised me. They're indicating Oregon. They're saying that the annual income to get into a typical home over there is $129,000. So I found that to be a little shocking, but then again, you know, they are very dense over in Oregon, and there are a lot more older homes, smaller homes, and so yeah, I think so. That might be true. But, you know, in certain areas that you might want to be in, we are definitely more affordable as far as better communities at a better price point of a home in those areas. So without further ado, let's go take a look at the 6 areas, what your annual income will need to be, what that median home price is so that you could get in, and what your mortgage payment would be at today's rates. So let's get started right now. Here we go. I am going to break down 6 different areas spread out through Southwest Washington, and we are going to look at the suburbs and look at their median home prices and what salary would be needed to live in each area. And while we're at it, I'm going to show you a live example of a home, what it would look like if you bought it at today's prices with today's interest rates as of April 2024, and what your annual salary would need to be. Now keep in mind that you will be able to find homes of all different price points in each city or suburb of Southwest Washington. But this is just to serve you as a good starting point if you want an example of the options available to you based on your income. And I'm not going to go in any specific order, so keep watching because you may have some surprises along the way. Let's start with Prairie, Washington, with the median home price of $589,000. Now your monthly payment with 10% down at 6.875% interest would be $4,234. Your monthly income required to afford at 45% would be $9,410, with your annual income needing to be at $112,920. So with the prices at what they are, what can you get out in Brush Prairie with a medium home price of around $589,000? Well, I actually have you out in a community called Clear Sky Subdivision. And in this little community, you're going to have everything from some attached condos to some actually single detached homes like the one that is behind me. This house right here is 2491 square feet, and it has 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms with a bonus. And yes, it is listed at $590,000. Now, just so you know, this is what the subdivisions are. Now, a lot of times in Brush Prairie, Hawkinson area, you're going to have a lot more acreage properties, which, you know, of course, for those acreage properties, you're going to be paying a lot more. But they do make beautiful, adorable little communities just like this one. And this is one community where you'll find a little bit of detached along with condos and attached homes alike. But again, you can get into affordability with a 2491 square foot home at just around $590,000. So that makes for this home right here. And so let's go and see what else you can get for your dollar. Next one up is going to be Evergreen, Washington. Evergreen, Washington, your median home price is $444,900. With that monthly payment still being at 10% down at 6.875%, your monthly mortgage payment would be $3,216. With your monthly income required to afford it at 45% would be $7,147. And your annual income would need to be $85,764. So if we're going to take a look at what you can get in the Evergreen area at the medium home price point of $444,900, well, that's going to be in a little bit of an older community here currently as of April 1st, 2024. You can get this little home right here behind me. Nice little ranch home. It is 1,008 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Now, it is a 1976. It does sit on a corner lot. Now, you can tell that the homes, when you come into the older communities, they do have more of spacing in between one another. You had a lot more ranches built back in the day when they were around this age. But this home right here, you can get into in the Evergreen area for $446,000. So this is just an example of the medium home price point within the Evergreen area of what your home could look like. Now, sometimes they have 2 stories, but as of April, limited inventory today, an active property, this one you can get for $446,000. So here we are in the Evergreen area. Ridgefield, Washington. I love Ridgefield, Washington, and it has a median home price of $575,130. With that monthly payment of that 10% down at 6.875% interest, has not changed, your monthly mortgage payment would be $4,132. With your monthly income required to afford it at 45%, that would need to be $9,182. And your annual income, that would need to be $110,184. The next area in Southwest Washington is the area known as Ridgefield, Washington, and it has a median home price of $575,130. And so what does a home look like at that price, or at least around that price? Well, good news, because I have you out in Greeley Farms, where there are several builders that are building in this community, and Holt Homes is one of them. And this home right here, a 3-car garage, 1,609 square feet, comes with 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. Going to be, or is, should I say, listed at $573,120. This home right here, as with others sometimes, when you're looking up more over on the east side of I-5, a lot of times you could get some better prices than actually over on the west side of I-5. So just some things to take note of when you're looking in Ridgefield. Depending on which side of I-5 may be dependent on sometimes the price points that you're going to get. But Greeley Farms is a huge community, and they are continuing to build, so they are not even done. They're still going. They're going to have more phases to come, and so be sure to stay tuned, and I can get you some more information on that. Here is one of the homes that is already done, and actually this is at $699,000. If you want to send me a message, I can get you more details on this home right here. But that being said, Greeley Farms, Ridgefield, excellent place if you're looking to find a new construction home, or just a home in general, because you're oftentimes going to get a little bit more space, unless you're buying in a condensed subdivision like this one, but you'll get a little bit more space. So let's go and see what else you can get as we are looking around Southwest Washington on affordability. Battleground, Washington. Now, Battleground, Washington, your median home price there is $566,500. Again, 10% down at 6.875%. Interest rate, your monthly mortgage would be $4,023. That monthly income requirement is still staying at 45%, making your monthly amount at $8,940, with your annual income needing to be $107,280. So what will the median home price of $566,500 get you out in Battleground, Washington? Well, I happen to be out in a subdivision known as Parkview Trails. And this little gym right here offers 2,460 square feet and gives you 4 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms. Built in 2003, this little gym is actually listed at $566,000, believe it or not. And so this is just one of the type of homes that you can get out here in Battleground, and it happens to just kind of be close to that median home price. Go figure. So this is just one of them. Let's look at the Salmon Creek, Barberton, Washington area. In that area, you have a median home price of $510,000. Keeping with the same monthly payment percentage down of 10% at 6.875% interest rate, your monthly mortgage would be $3,332. Still keeping that same monthly income required to afford at 45%, making it at $7,405. And that annual income, that would need to be $88,860. The area that I have us at next is known as the Salmon Creek and Barberton area. And in this specific area, the median price point is around $510,000. And I happen to have us in a community known as Village at the Glen, which happens to be a phenomenal community. And the home that is going to be just under this price point, which is at a great price at $499,000, is this home right behind me. And of course it's $499,000 because it's 1,301 square feet with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Built, of course, in 2010, but this home here is one of the homes just fitting just within that median price point. So there isn't a lot of homes right now. I think I've already mentioned that, but for right now, this is the closest one I could get around that 510 median price point. So here you go, here you have it, this home right here, 1,301 square feet for $499,000 here at Village at the Glen, just in the Salmon Creek, bordering kind of the Barberton area. So let's go on and see some other areas and what the median price points may be on those. Last one, the cherry on top and everybody's favorite, is Camas, Washington. Camas, Washington has a median home price of $737,384. And with 10% down at 6.875% interest rate, you would have a monthly mortgage of $5,278. Of course, still keeping that monthly income required to afford at 45%, that would need to be $11,730. And your annual income would need to be $140,760. I have us out in Camas, Washington, where the median home price is $737,384. Just so you know, the median home price is always going to be on average lower than the average sales price. So if it sounds a little low, unlike some of the other things that you may be hearing, it's because there's a difference between a median home price in an area versus an average sales price. So what can you get for around $740,000 here as of March 31st, 2024 at the median home price here in Camas? That will be this home right behind me. And this home is a ranch home with 2,412 square feet. It does offer 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And what's nice about this home is the fact that it actually sits on 0.53 acres, so over a half an acre, and it sits up on the top of the hill, so it does provide some spectacular views. And that's part of the reason of why this home is a little bit higher than maybe you may see just if I was to show you maybe a newer 2-level home as a whole. But this is what you can get for around the median home price here in Camas, Washington. So let's just take a summary of this video. First of all of these numbers, none of them are matching what that article said that you would need to have as an annual income in order to get into a typical standard home. All of these numbers were less than that $156,814. So that just goes to show you that you actually need a local real estate expert that lives in the area to be able to provide you accurate information as far as that thermostat of the value of the homes, what the communities are doing, so that when you are looking to make a move, whether within the state or into the state, you have somebody that is well educated to be able to direct you into what areas that fit what you're looking for at the price point that you need it. So don't believe everything that you read, check with a local expert. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have a great home buying and selling day.